Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Next Level Live. This week, we are going to talk about 2023 end-of-year numbers. This year, we are rounding out 2023 at 503,602,000. Great work to you all on an incredible year. We can't wait to see what 2024 has in store. Some exciting news coming up. With convention right around the corner, please don't forget to register. You won't want to miss out on the biggest event of the year. You can meet the carriers, network with other agents, learn from FFL's top agents and Hall of Fame members. There's an epic lineup of keynote speakers and so much more. There is also premier seating tickets for your purchase for the best seats in the house and a chance to win during the lead giveaways. Limited seats are available, so secure yours today. Visit fflconvention.com for more information and to register. We'll see you there. Moving on to our agent recognition segment this morning. Our agent spotlight this week featured agent Jamie Cheerio with FFL Living Hope. Jamie is a 3-time Hall of Fame qualifier, and he has a goal of once again reaching Hall of Fame for 2024. Great work, Jamie. This week for My Story, we featured agent Connie Holman with FFL Avengers. Connie is being recognized for recently helping 100 families. Great work, Connie. We have a number of folks to induct into our Personal Production Hall of Fame this morning. A big congrats to first-timer Troy Cassidy with FFL Fearless Shepherds Financial. Congratulations to first-timer Robin Hill with FFL Believe. Big congratulations to second-timer Sean Simpson with FFL Living Hope. Big congrats to first-timer Benzac Cooper with FFL Allegiance. Another big congratulations to second-timer Nicole Rapol Martinez with FFL Meraki. Congrats to second-timer Brian Rowlands with FFL Wolves. Congrats to first-timer Emily Palmer with FFL Strong Tower. And big congrats to fourth-timer Easton Patton with FFL Disruption. We also have 3 agencies to congratulate today for being inducted into our Agency Hall of Fame. A big congrats to third-timer Easton Patton with FFL Disruption. Congrats to second-timer Wayne Carr with FFL Hidden Gems. And big congrats to first-timer Tony Rojas with FFL Prevail. Great work to you all. In other news, we are thrilled to announce an important change in our reporting structure, effective immediately. In our ongoing effort to align more closely with Integrity, our parent company, and to enhance our operational efficiency, we are transitioning from our current 4 to 5 week month model to a new calendar month reporting model. This means week 1 will always be the 1st to the 7th, and so on. Look out for more information coming very soon. Coming up next, we've got Pressure Point with Sean Mike and Inside the Sale with Mike Dececco. Enjoy.
All right, welcome to Pressure Point. More importantly, Next Level Live. Thanks for jumping on today. What I want to get to right away is closing. I want you to think about you and your team, and I want you today for yourself. Some of you won't do it because, you think you're above things. I had a guy tell me one day, he goes, Sean, when you're in business, if you ever think you're too good to do the small things, you'll be too small to do the big things. I ain't above anything. You go write it down. If you've done it and I haven't, I'll write it down. No matter to me. If you're like, hey, I've sold this much in IULs, I'd be like, okay, write it down. I'm all ears. I don't care if I run the company or not. But I want you today to write down the 3 things for you as you're attempting to close appointments that have been stopping you. Whether it's an objection, whether it's the initial contact on the phone, whether you say they hang up on you too fast, whether you can't get the banking information, you identify 3 things. Your 3 things. Sean, these 3 things are getting me. Got it. Okay, cool. Then if you're running a team, I want you to identify the 3 things that globally your team would say. If you don't know, ask them. Hey, 8 of you or 800 of you, what are the 3 biggest things that are slowing you down as it pertains to you closing your deals? Then what I want you to do is get that information through the training that we have here. Go through it, ask people. We have plenty of training, Next Level Lives everywhere. You can go in and find the boot camps with training online. There's plenty of people that are good at this that will say, when they say this, they say this. When they'll give you bank information, they do this. Like, those are not complicated things to get over, but you have to be laser focused on those things that are holding you back. And those things for your team. Then you come in and give them information. What's great about you're somebody that gets on the trainings because you're watching. So right now you have a leg up on a lot of the people on your team. A lot of them don't want to get on. So you can actually seem super smart because you're on the train. You have the information to relay, which makes you valuable to them, right? I'm going to get the information. Me, I was going to be the best student. Somebody said to me, you're a really great teacher in sales. I said, I'm going to be the best student and the best teacher. But in order to be the best teacher, you got to be the best student. So you guys are already really good students. You wouldn't be on today. So what you got to ask yourself as you move forward is, how do I take these three things and help 1 or 2 or 20 people get better at this one deal? Say this and not this. When you get the banking information, say this to set it up. Say this to avoid the objections. When they say that, you say this. And I can give you an answer to all of them because I've run thousands of appointments. And I learned by doing that. But we have the information everywhere. So identify the three that are holding you back as it pertains to closing. And by the way, some of you, the top two things that are holding you back for a lot of you: activity, running appointments, leads. How much activity, what your attitude is over here, and what you have for leads. That will cripple your sales. Matter of fact, no matter what you're doing or what you're struggling with, the answer is always more appointments and more leads. Sorry, people are like, that's not the answer. Yes, it is. Well, the guy I work for told me it's not the answer. He's never sold as much as me. I probably sold more in 4 days than he sold in a year. Don't take no damn advice from people that can't sell nothing. So now on Next Level Lives, thanks for jumping on a Pressure Point. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day.
All right, today on Inside the Sale, right here on Next Level Live, got my man Mike Dececco.
How are we?
Awesome, man. How are you?
Good, good. Can't complain, man.
Good deal, dude. Hall of Fame producer. Congratulations, by the way. First time this past year. So I tell you that because that's why he's qualified to sit in his chair and talk about sales today.
Nice.
But you have great quality of business. You're all telesales. And, you know, we were talking a little bit before this, and I love your mentality of you're really trying to do right by the client, and you're going to do almost everything in your power to get rid of the no, like almost challenge them to say no, right? Like, I want to know on the phone versus a week later after the commission goes through, after the policy's enforced, and then you cancel. I want you to cancel before you even apply.
Yeah, we try to sell by not selling.
Yeah.
Almost.
Okay.
That sounds crazy, right?
Explain
But
that.
We educate. It's facts.
Yeah.
Right? There is the right policy out there for every person.
Sure.
There's that policy. So go find it.
Yeah.
Right? We have all the carriers.
Right.
We have all the tools to find it.
Yeah.
Go find it.
Yeah.
Go find the policy that I can't write over or I can't find better for that person. I don't want to say write over, but go find the policy that I can't better.
Yeah.
Essentially at the end of the day, right? So it means a lot to us. It really, numbers either make sense or they don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I tell clients. Numbers either make sense or they don't. I don't make the numbers. I'm just here to show you.
Right.
You told me what your why was. You told me what your health was. This is the policy that's going to check your boxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to give you day one coverage if we can get it, right? Either the numbers make sense or they don't. And I get it. If they don't, maybe, we don't need to have Lamborghini limos at the funeral.
Right.
But at the end of the day, transparency and educating the client, it's appreciated, and it puts you as the agent in the right spot to retain your business if they want to do an application and get the coverage.
And you're doing mostly final expense, right?
Yeah.
How long is your average appointment?
If we go through application, start to finish, 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes.
Got it. And talk to me about just, you don't have to go through everything you do in the presentation, but I really want to get to how you're solidifying the fact that they're applying for life insurance, right? Because we believe it or not, I still hear this sometimes from carriers. The client said that the agent just told them they were just checking eligibility. They were just seeing if they were going to get approved or not, and they weren't guaranteed. And we're selling life insurance. There's no guesswork. No. The apps tell you if they're approved or not. There's no just seeing if you're approved. So how are you getting? You're obviously not doing it that way. You're doing it with the whole, hey, you're applying for life insurance right now. But talk to me about how you're kind of weeding them out or getting your clients to understand that before you move forward.
Yeah. First and foremost, I want to let these people know who we are.
Yeah.
We're not here to shove a policy down your throat. We understand what the market looks like. We understand what it looks like to shop for life insurance. It's not fun, right? And like I said before, salespeople, insurance, the stigma clouds how important it is. So at the end of the day, we try to run through the process very factually. Whether it makes sense at the end or not shouldn't have to be, well, let's see if you're eligible for it to make sense.
Yeah.
No, like we're going to take pride in our underwriting. We're going to get on the same page with the client, the wife, whoever, all the parties that need to know that life insurance is being put in place. You know, everyone's going to know, essentially. So we're not putting an application in. I heard the other day, oh, the guy told me Aflac was going to call me in 2 days to take the payment. It's like, they're definitely not going to call you. You're going to have a payment coming out in 2 or 3 days.
Right.
Just that right there. Like, how did that even get there? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't properly explained.
Nope.
It wasn't broken down. That's all we really try to do is explain to them what is out there, what they see, all the flyers, all the ads, all the TV stuff.
Yeah.
And then tell them what they actually need. It's important for day one coverage. Obviously, for any final expense plan, you want to comb through any any day one coverage options before ever conceding to a 2-year wait, right? So, as long as they know that you're willing to do that for them, and they know they need the coverage. We don't go into an application unless the client knows they're going to have an insurance policy.
Yeah. So what are some signs you look for before you move to, the next step, right? Because you're doing your intro, you're letting them know who you are, who you represent, that whole deal, right?
Yep.
But before you even get into, like, that's done and then you talk about their why they need it? Or
no, it's the why. The why first,
the why's
right?
first.
Yeah, so, I just saw the ad. Or, at that point, it's like, I know you saw the ad. What about the ad made you click on it?
Yeah.
Do you need insurance? Are you just looking for numbers? Do you have a term expiring?
Yeah. What are
Well,
you looking for there from them before you move to the next step?
If somebody has a policy expiring,
Yeah.
I know they believe in life insurance. We know they need the life insurance. I'm looking for that, obviously.
Yeah.
If someone's number shopping, that's kind of where I'm like, I'll give you your lowest rates if you want them, but I'm not just going to give you the rate. We're going to have a conversation,
Right.
which is going to buy you a little bit of time.
You're going to maintain control.
Yeah, you're gonna maintain control, and if they like what they're hearing in your tone and your delivery, they might sit back and tell themselves, this sounds a little bit different than the last guy I talked to trying to give me some numbers. This person actually cares.
Yeah.
Because, we're not here to tell people things that they want to hear. We have to deliver the truth, whether they like the numbers or they don't like the numbers. It's where we're at.
Yeah. Got it. And then from there, so are you showing them numbers that early on, or are you just getting their why and then moving to the next step?
I go from why to health.
Okay.
Once we get the health out of the way,
Yeah.
and I confidently feel like what we're going to go look at, we can get,
Right.
that's when we'll start talking.
So, like, you'd rather, it sounds like you'd rather spend more time there than, oh, let me show you this option that now I find out you can't get because I didn't go through the health,
No
point. And I've been there when you do just, hey, how's your health? Everyone says it's great, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm really good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean like today. I mean like how, like, you ever had a heart attack? And then you get into, I had a heart attack 4 years ago. Like, okay, well, how's that good? But okay.
My health is great. I just had a pacemaker put in. I'm on oxygen. You can't light a flame in my house, but I'm perfectly healthy.
Yeah, I'm doing great now, though.
You've really got to dig into it. I will tell them, like, I need to trust you that you're giving me the right information, and you need to trust me that I'm going to do right by you.
Yeah.
So most of the people I talk to are very good at going through their health. I'm like, listen, man, give it to me. I've got a heart problem. I've got a past. Like, there's nothing I haven't heard.
Right.
I don't care if you're on 36 medications. Like, just let me have it.
Yeah.
But I will not say a number out loud unless I'm confident as the underwriter that we can
Got it.
can take a crack
So
at
you
it.
get all the health information. You go through, there's different ways, right? There's insurance toolkits. You can go through, the carriers have underwriting, whatever you choose to do.
I use toolkits.
Use the toolkit.
Yeah.
So you find out from there, you punch in, okay, they're on these meds, they're on X, Y, and Z. Here's the product. Then you show them numbers. Yeah. And then how do you know, because, that's half of the deal. But the big part is then getting the application.
Yep.
And that's where I think, a lot of the agents that we're talking about where they get messed up is they show them numbers and then they hop right in. All right, we're going to fill this out and make sure you're eligible. And then that's when it becomes that iffy, like, we're not really applying, we are.
There's no why.
Yeah.
You got to go right back to the why, right? If 10 grand sounds too expensive, well, do you need 10 grand? Like, I get it, man. We're all on tight budgets, right? I'm a single dad, super tight budget.
Yeah.
I don't need a policy that's going to make my kids rich. I just need a policy that's not going to let them go poor.
Right.
Right. So, I understand. You see, in your email box, $500K for $1.
Yeah.
It's not speaking to you.
Right.
Right. I'm speaking to you. This is where you're at in the world of insurance right now. Whether you like it or not, that's not on me.
Yeah. My
job is to deliver you the transparent information.
Got it. What do you say to them? Like, how do you tee them up for the application?
I can usually, you can tell when you give a number, and they're like, oh, that's not bad. We're going into an app.
Yeah.
If the number isn't bad, it's never going to get any cheaper, right? It's never going to get any cheaper than it is today. This is something different that I do, but they stick. This is tough, right? Because I'm gonna get blowback. But I don't care about post dating.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, my first week of December was $26K, and it's because it's the holidays, and people around Thanksgiving didn't want to spend that extra money. Start at the first week of December.
Yeah.
I tell them, if an insurance person is insisting that you pay today, they are not client-driven. They are commission-driven. That may be right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's working. It works. The business sticks. And it just gives them a little bit of oh, okay. I don't have a random payment coming out, or I don't have to part with, let's face it, first and third of the month is the final expense industry, or
right.
it's our market.
And I think it's
right?
a little different with final expense.
Yes,
you,
it is.
You got
it. Is.
And it's also if you're doing it a different way. Like, if you're doing it the right way, where you're explaining everything in detail, and you're not post dating it because you're trying to hide the payment from them.
Correct.
'Cause
they know, right?
Yeah.
We're explaining it to them. I will also say, I recommend starting it.
Right. Because I'm sure you're very clear about, hey, there's no coverage until this payment comes out.
No coverage. No coverage. You die tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we always recommend starting it. But I get financial situations.
Sure.
I'm never going to,
right.
never going to force anything. So whatever works for you, whatever makes you feel comfortable.
That's good clarity, because some people here, they go, I'm going to post date everything. That's not what we're saying.
No, we're not
saying that in certain situations.
But if you don't even explain that to them,
right,
and 3 days later, $101 gets pulled out of the bank account, that policy's gone.
Yeah.
Just is.
Yep.
Or there's a very high percentage that it is.
And you're probably very clear, and correct me if I'm wrong, about whatever they choose, you're letting them know. If they choose immediate, hey, dude, so the 10150 will come out in the next 24 to 36 hours.
Yep.
Or if they post, listen, on January 10th,
yep,
that's coming out, dude.
They get a reminder too.
Okay.
If we have a post date,
yep,
they get a reminder day before.
Call, text, what do you do?
Text.
Yep.
Payment coming up.
Got it. And you said, if y'all haven't seen his True Talk, he had 10 chargebacks last year.
Yeah, it was
for the year.
It was a low number. It was a very low number.
Yeah. So it's working.
Yeah.
And you go, well, should I do that? If what you're doing's working, keep doing it. If it's not, change something. That's Sean's great. His best business advice, he'll tell you.
I think I have to really. I'm struggling with that right now because I didn't touch anything we were doing because the numbers were Hall of Fame pace.
Yeah.
Right. So this year I'm like, do I? Don't I? Why should I?
Do it if it's working.
Right.
You want to recruit now, right? So
yeah.
Then let's change what we're doing there and keep. If it's working, it's working.
Yeah.
All right. So you're explaining that in detail, the payment deal, and then anything else you're doing. what would you attribute this high quality of business to? Are there other keys in your appointment that you know, hey, it's when I say this, or it's when I tie them down at the end? What are some key components to that, in your opinion?
I think, honestly, through the whole process, from the girls talking to them,
Yeah.
For what we have set up for credibility, I send them the screen recording.
Yeah.
Right. I send a screen recording of me doing the application, us talking.
Yeah.
I send the picture of the license attached with it, the application. I try to send as much as I can to them. Obviously, sometimes it's out of our control whether the carrier mails it in 2 days or not. A lot of these guys are like, I want something. Mm-hmm. So that's why I send whatever I can. In the meantime, you have all of this. Yeah. This is my cell phone number. And then I have my own template in Canva that I send them that gives them like a policy breakdown. But I make it like more personal, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's got the company info, customer service line, beneficiaries, just everything. And it's nicely done. So I think they appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, it's, I think some of the best telesales agents have emulated what is done in the house, to a T almost, right? Yep. Like what you're saying there, we didn't, create a nice sheet for them, but we left a conditional receipt that had the company's name. Yep. We would write the death benefit on it with big letters. We would put the premium and the date it's coming out.
That's important.
And leave that with the business card to every client.
It's
and
important.
You're doing very similar from a digital standpoint.
Yep.
And it is huge.
It is.
Because then when they call, you can refer back to that. Hey, you got that paperwork I left you?
Yep.
What's it say up top? Oh, it says $100,000. Yep. What's it say next to that? $9,250. Okay.
They get it in a text, they get it in an email, and they get it mailed to them.
Yeah.
So if you're not willing to do certain things like that, see, I think coming from the P&C world, my brain is more retention-based. P&C is all about retention.
Yeah.
Commissions are not, front-loaded.
Right.
You have to keep it on the books. After 3, 4, 5 years of writing a ton of policies, now your renewals are, but you got to keep those renewals, right? So what do you do to keep those renewals?
You're applying a lot of what you learned there to this.
Yeah, P&C is, they have retention specialists in the building,
But from a profitability standpoint, it makes a huge difference here. I mean,
absolutely.
You could help 400 families and have horrible placement and persistency and be broke.
Yeah, that's very true. I take pride in your underwriting, right? Yeah. Give them the proper policy and just let them know. I've had clients who they're like, "This is your cell phone? Yeah. We're all good? Yeah." A minute later, call back. I was just trying to make sure. It's like, I'm here, man.
Yep.
Call me, text me. I
Well,
don't care
it's a great point, because you said this earlier. There's this stigma about sales agents in general that we deal with.
Yeah.
I remember vividly going in the home. They go, "It's not you. I just don't trust because this happened to my mom. X, Y, and Z happened to my neighbor, whatever it may be." So you're already going in with that working against you.
And the guys and girls or whoever is out here writing those iffy policies, they're making the job of the transparent agent harder.
Absolutely.
I don't care, though. I'm going to deliver the message, right? Whether we're writing a policy or not, we're delivering the message to you.
And here's the deal. It is that way, but you know it.
Yes.
Right? You know it going into it. Yep. So you know that the biggest thing that they're worried about, two big things, the cost and do they trust you?
That's it. That's all
and
it is.
if you can get them to trust you and find something affordable, which I think is very simple because there's dozens of carriers we have, and you adjust. I mean, you slide the dial down, you give them less whatever. You adjust that piece. You control that. And then you do control whether they trust you or not. Well, I can't make them trust you. Yes and no. Yeah. And I think a lot of it, and we haven't said this yet, but I know this just because I know you, you actually truly give a shit about people.
Yeah.
And you can't fake that. Nope. And that's a big, big factor into helping families.
When you're on the phone with a person, it's like, I'm here for you, but I'm actually here for the little lovely lady walking around the kitchen right now.
Absolutely.
That's who I'm here for.
Yep.
I'm here to help
those
you.
Those kids you dropped off at school this morning.
Right.
Yep.
So you let them know that.
Yeah.
Let them know that.
Where's that come from for you?
Going through hell, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had people help you out
in
many different ways.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's almost a way to give back.
And if it's genuine, it feels different than
Yeah.
if it's not genuine.
Right.
It's totally different.
I mean, yeah, take the numbers and the commissions and all that out of it. And how does it feel when you know you spent this 35, 40 minutes on the phone with someone and you help put them in a better place for their family?
Yeah, like from before, the lady who got on the phone with me and was like, she was a tough cookie.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't have 2 years. Maybe I have 2 years, but like I don't have 2 years to wait for a policy to kick in.
Yeah.
I'll do anything. I will search. You know, if you're willing to sit on the phone with me for this long,
Yeah.
if we can't, like, we're going to go through everybody and try to find this for you. That business is never coming off the books.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
Right. And then that person,
They passed away, right?
they passed away.
It was her or her husband?
Husband.
So she called you, or she filled out a form.
So we took the appointment. I was on the phone with the husband at first.
Yeah.
She came in and just thought, you know, he's on the phone with some random dude trying to, and on speaker, I was like, can you please sit down? Can you please sit here? And I explained to her what I was explaining to him.
Yeah.
And then she said, she's like, oh, we're trying to get day one coverage. Everybody else is telling us 2 year wait, or the TV commercial 2 year wait. This is the difference. Like, no, we're going to try to do everything we can to keep you in immediate coverage.
Right.
And like I said, he wasn't even really that unhealthy.
Yeah.
I don't know if she had an instinct. I don't no idea.
Yeah.
She didn't want to off him, but,
Right.
you know, she called me probably 10 days after he died.
Yeah.
And was just like, I'm sorry for being a tough cookie. Like,
Yeah.
thank you. So we've written the daughter and the son-in-law.
Wow.
And it's just because I'm not going to bark back at her, but
Right.
I'm not the guy you think I am.
No. Well, you're going to stand up for the client.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end, that's what it is. You know, it's not, I'm pushing back. You're just standing up for the client, dude.
That's it, man. And, you know, would I have rather had her on the phone from the start? Of course.
Sure.
Right? So, but I don't think she was home, or I think he was doing this like completely
Yeah.
not behind her back, but he was trying to get numbers and see what the deal was. But she was very grateful.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And that's what it's about. That's why we do what we do. I mean, all the other stuff is really just a byproduct of that. You help enough people, it will come back and you'll be rewarded.
yeah, we're gonna hear tons of stories over the time. Like,
Yep.
my husband passed on a policy and he died last week. I need coverage. Like, actually, my agent, Dave Kenny, the other day, the guy was super rude with him, but said, my wife is about to die. I know I need to do this. Please call me back in 2 days. And I don't know what certain agents would do in that spot.
Yeah.
Some are probably going to just be like, nah, man, I'm too busy. I'm going
Right.
to stay on. No. Get off the phone with the guy.
Yeah.
Call him back in 2 days.
Yeah.
Let him do what he's got to do. He specifically asked something. It wasn't an objection. It wasn't. It wasn't like f off. It was like, I know I need to do this, man. Can you please give me a day or two? If he doesn't pick up, he doesn't pick up.
Sure.
But don't force the business.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, because it's not going to stick anyways. I mean, that's the thing. It's like write good business.
Yes.
That's how do you stay in this business for a long time? By writing good business.
Yeah.
How do you find your way out real quick? By writing bad business.
Yes.
Yep.
And you know.
You do it so many times. It's not even on us. Carriers will terminate you.
Right. I had to write through a chunk. I got sick for 2 months.
Yeah.
And I had to write through a chunk. Now, the person I am, I'm not going to stick that to my upline or the company. I'm going to write through it. But it was not fun.
No.
And that was when I was not this person. I wasn't this insurance agent. I was just out there trying to sell policies.
Right.
You know, wasn't out there client driven.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you are now, and the numbers speak for themselves and everything else that's happened. So I appreciate you coming and doing this. I hope you learned something from this. And hey, if If everything's going great, change nothing. If you're having some struggles, change something. You know, that's kind of the key to this business. And I mean, at the end of the day, like we said 100 times on this show, is attitude, activity.
That's it, man.
Keep your mind right, have the right perspective, and, you know, keep working. It does take a massive work ethic to hit Hall of Fame. It's not easy.
No, it's a lot of discipline. You're right. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, but it's simple.
It's simple work.
It's not complicated.
It's a lot.
Right. There you go. Well, thanks again, dude. Guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned next week right here on Next Level Live. Right back at you with some more sales training. We'll see you then.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out True Talk this coming Tuesday at 8 a.m., where Mike Dececco is back to talk about his experience of hitting Hall of Fame through sobriety. And on Friday at 11 a.m., as always, we are back here again with TNL. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with our latest training. We'll see you all next week.